The afternoon sun cast long golden streaks across the parking lot of Rayfield Auto and Tire, where Ethan Brooks wiped sweat from his forehead and leaned under the hood of an old Ford. Being a single dad and a full-time mechanic wasn't easy, but he took pride in helping people who couldn't afford dealership prices. His 9-year-old daughter, Lily, colored pictures in the office, humming softly as usual. Everything felt normal, until the screech of an expensive braking system echoed from the entrance. A sleek black Maybach rolled to a stop, its luxury shine blinding under the light. The back door opened, and a young woman in a wheelchair was carefully lowered to the ground by a driver. She was maybe 25, with nervous eyes, dark curls, and hands trembling against the armrests. Behind her stepped out a man in a perfectly tailored suit, sunglasses reflecting the shop. You didn't need a business card to know he was rich, his confidence made it obvious. He didn't waste time walking toward Ethan. She can't move, the billionaire said quietly, nodding toward the young woman. Her chair malfunctioned. I was told your shop could help. Ethan's brow lifted. Cars, engines, generators, he could fix anything. But wheelchairs, he'd only repaired one before, and that was his late wife's during chemo. Still, he could try. Let's take a look, Ethan said, crouching beside the young woman. I'm Ethan. What's your name? Her voice was barely a whisper. Maya. Lily peeked out from the office doorway, noticing Maya's struggle. Children never needed instructions on empathy, she ran over instantly. Hi, Lily said softly. Are you okay? Maya forced a smile. Trying to be. While Ethan examined the chair's cracked motor housing, he overheard the billionaire pacing behind him, speaking quickly into his phone. Cancel the meeting. Tell the board I'll join when I can. No, don't argue. This comes first. Not many billionaires paused their world for someone else. It made Ethan glance at him differently. The chair was an advanced model, a custom piece with imported parts and a complicated internal system. Not something an average mechanic could fix. But Ethan wasn't average. He worked with aircraft engines in the Air Force before life forced him back home. This isn't easy, Ethan said honestly, but I think I can get it working. Maya let out a breath she was clearly holding. The billionaire turned toward him, relief softening his face. Please, I'll pay anything. Ethan shook his head. Not about money. It's about helping her. The billionaire stared at him longer this time, as if studying a rare type of person he didn't meet often. Inside the garage, Ethan set up tools while Maya watched from her chair. Lily offered her juice, then began showing her drawings. Within minutes, Maya was laughing softly, something the billionaire noticed with a strange expression. As if he hadn't seen her smile like that in a long time. Ethan worked with focused intensity, tracing each wire and component. Maya's chair was her independence, her freedom, and he refused to let a machine trap her. The billionaire slowly wandered closer. She wasn't always like this, he said quietly. Car accident last year. Her driver fell asleep on the wheel. She hasn't walked since. Ethan tightened a screw and nodded. That must have been incredibly hard for both of you. It was, the billionaire admitted. She's my little sister. Ethan glanced at him. Somehow, he had assumed they were a couple, but siblings made more sense. The protective tone, the urgency, the fear hidden behind his polished exterior. Hours passed. Ethan repaired the broken motor, reinforced the housing, rewired the power module, and replaced 2 components using parts from old scooters and a generator. It was a Frankenstein of professional engineering and raw heart. Finally, Ethan wiped his hands. Try the joystick now. Maya hesitated, fingers trembling, then pushed it forward. The chair moved. Just a few inches, but enough to fill the room with her gasp and Lily's cheer. It works. Maya whispered, tears forming instantly. The billionaire exhaled like he'd been holding his breath for months. His voice cracked as he spoke. Thank you, truly. But Ethan wasn't done. He adjusted the settings, tuned the responsiveness, and lifted the chair slightly higher so it rolled smoother over curbs. Maya glided around the garage, her smile growing wider with each turn. I haven't moved this smoothly since before the accident, she said. It feels freeing. Lily ran beside her, laughing as if Maya were riding a magic car. Even the billionaire couldn't hide a genuine smile as he watched the two of them. When Maya rolled back to Ethan, she reached for his hand. You didn't just fix the chair. You fixed a part of my life. Ethan swallowed hard. Helping people mattered more than anything. He knew what it meant to feel helpless. And he knew what it meant to rely on strangers. The billionaire stepped forward. I want to offer you a job. Head technician at my company. Medical engineering division. Triple your salary. Full benefits for your daughter. Ethan blinked. Why me? Because you care, the billionaire said simply. And people like you deserve a bigger platform. Before Ethan could answer, Maya spoke. And because I trust you with my life. Something warm spread through his chest. Ethan shook his head gently. I appreciate it, but my life is here. My daughter's school is here. I won't uproot her world, not again. The billionaire nodded slowly, surprisingly understanding. Then we'll build a facility here and hire you to lead it. Ethan stared. You'd do all that, for people who change my sister's life. He said, yes. For a long moment, the garage felt quiet except for the soft hum of Maya's newly repaired chair. Lily tugged Ethan's sleeve. Daddy, we can help more people. Ethan looked at his daughter, then at Maya, who looked at him with a gratitude so deep it felt like sunlight. Okay, he said at last. I'm in. Maya covered her mouth, eyes watering again. Thank you for helping me get my life back. Ethan smiled softly. You were never trapped. You just needed someone to unlock the wheels. The billionaire extended his hand. Ethan shook it firmly. Outside, the sun dipped behind the horizon, casting warm orange light across the garage. Maya glided forward, her chair smooth and steady, Lily walking beside her like a little guardian. The billionaire watched them, then looked at Ethan with quiet respect. In one unexpected afternoon, a broken wheelchair brought together a single dad, a billionaire, and a young woman ready to reclaim her independence. And nothing would ever be the same for any of them.